Our main event of the evening, we have got the return of Rodolfo Vieira, his first no-gi grappling match since ADCC 2015 up against the 2019 champion, Kaynan Duarte. A clash of generations in the black and red. Rash guard is Rodolfo Vieira in the all-black, Kaynan Duarte. Now, I don't know about you, Shanji. Looks to me like Kaynan has a little bit of a size advantage in this match.
Yeah, like Kaynan is very deceiving. You know, he doesn't look big, but then once he's on the mat, you can see that he's a pretty thick dude, and we can see that, you know, the Atos clinch right there. Yeah, see, the strategy is the same. Rodolfo.
Now, we've talked about Rodolfo's exit from Jiu-Jitsu in 2015. He's only had 4 grappling matches since he won the ADCC 99 kilogram division. And look at that, early throw by,
yeah. Rodolfo didn't feel comfortable at all on the top game.
And now Kaynan immediately got both hooks in on the back. No, one hook in, sorry. He had the second hook in for a moment.
But see Rodolfo defense now is something that we don't not used to see at all.
We very rarely see Rodolfo in these positions. Through the entirety of his grappling career, it was very rare to see him in a spot like this, especially so early in the match, less than 2 minutes in, and already Kaynan on the back and Rodolfo in deep water.
Yeah, like you good to see that Rodolfo wasn't comfortable at all with the clinch. You know, bending over, and then Kaynan really used that pass by. That was beautiful.
Body triangle is going to make it even more difficult for Rodolfo to get out of this position.
Especially being so dry right now and being thick, you know. Kaynan's super strong. This is something that definitely Rodolfo going to have to dig deep to be able to escape that. And Kaynan has been showing a lot of good technique from the back. So he has literally 13 minutes to work the submission.
Yeah, you know, we actually did a pretty in-depth study of a major weapon from Kaynan Duarte over the last couple of events, and that is a rear triangle. He hits the triangle from the back control, not the body lock triangle, but a rear triangle over the shoulder, which creates a shoulder crank, arm lock, or choke, a multiple attack. But right now, Rodolfo up to his feet. I'm going to try to find a way out of this terrible position. Rear naked choke could be on here.
Got it.
There is the finish.
Wow.
2 minutes 30 seconds is all it took for Kaynan Duarte to find a rear naked choke here, who's #1, and win via submission. I believe the official time 2:28, but it was that beautiful throw by from the wrestling exchange in the center of the mat that opened up the back, and once he was there, Kaynan was not giving up the position. And to get the win in the submission in such a quick fashion, dominant fashion, rear naked choke. Matheus, the gold medalist at the 2019 World Championships in the under 88 kilogram division. This is champion versus champion under ADCC super fight rules. This is the kind of thing that we would never normally see outside of the World Championships, the absolute division, but you can take a quick look at the tail of the tape. Kaynan slightly taller, however, he does have a 19-pound weight advantage, I believe, or thereabouts. And we're good to go here in the main event of Road to ADCC. Champion versus champion in the white Matheus. Oh, a huge snap down right there from Duarte.
Gordon, what can fans expect from this match here?
I think Kaynan's going to come out heavy in the head. I think Matheus is going to use his typical aggressive wrestling style. I think that Matheus is only going to accept top position. I don't see him playing bottom. Whereas Kaynan, I'll see if he has to, he'll play bottom, and he's comfortable playing top, obviously.
Yeah, and I apologize for my earlier statement. It's a 17-pound weight advantage for Kaynan Duarte, who has been steadily moving up in weight. And something really significant that we should mention right now is that is that Duarte said that he has only trained no-gi for the last 5 months, and a huge foot sweep into top position there. 5 months of focusing purely on no-gi. That says to me that he's going to be very well prepared for this match.
Yeah, it looks great so far.
Really smooth. And this is definitely the last place Mateus wanted to be, on his back. It's kind of weighing on him already here, just 1 minute and 10 seconds into the match.
Kaynan Duarte has competed a number of times this year already. He has wins against highly ranked grapplers such as Mason Fowler, Victor Hugo, and others. But I think one of the ones that fans remember the most was his match with Rodolfo Vieira at the Who's Number One late last year, where he took out a former ADCC champion in a little over 2 minutes and just blew him out of the water. And I don't know about you guys, I mean, we're already, you know, kind of a few minutes into this match, but I feel like we're seeing shades of that same Kaynan. He wants to make a statement.
Yes, I agree. And he backs up into Mateus's legs, and
man, he's going for the leg attack right here. This could be on. What do you think, Gordon?
he's deep hip to hip. I mean, this is going to be hard to finish Mateus.
Oh, he gets the finish. Kaynan Duarte, 2 minutes, 3 seconds, gets the leg lock. Back steps into the inside Sankaku. Double ankle control, and then gets the hyperextension of the trap leg. Gordon, break it down for us. What do you think about that finish?
So he finished the leg lace. Mateus tried to pull his leg out.
And your winner, out of the blue corner, representing Atom, Jiu-Jitsu, Kaynan Duarte.
So let's see if Craig, wow, they both guards it, and both come back to the feet quickly, so early sign of intentions. Jones has got to be wary of the wrestling, heavy hips. Oh, and I think he's going to lose the 2 there because he opted to pull guard after Duarte had locked up that single.
Yeah, Craig was actually looking for that Kani Basami.
Yep.
But missed it there.
That match versus Mourinho could really be the one that scuppers Craig Jones, but he's found his way in quickly here. Oh, and Duarte counters, goes to the back. Craig Jones having a scramble. Duarte locks up hooks. He's going to score the 4 to the body triangle.
Beautiful back take there from Kaynan.
And he's got the body triangle on Craig Jones with 5 minutes still to go.
That is timing right there, my friends. Beautiful attack there from Kaynan.
Going across the face here, can be as nasty as he wants with it. Oh, and there's the submission.
Wow.
Kaynan Duarte submits Craig Jones. He's going to take first in Group B with 7 points and go on to face Tex Johnson for the 205 Kasai belt. Craig Jones is going to get a match with Felipe Pena for 3rd place.
And your winner, Kaynan Duarte.
Let's take a look at the submission there, because that was brute force across the jaw.
Yuri still has some We're crazy. Oh, that's why. It's because he has headphones on. Oh yeah, they're both right here. Huh? Oh yeah, they're both right here. They keep calling him up front. Yeah. Unless there's a different Yuri Costa.
8 minutos.
And your 2018 adult male black belt super heavyweight champion is Kaynan Duarte.
So we got Joao and Kaynan Duarte here. Kaynan's name just scares me, but other than that, other than his skill, which is very, very good. And they're going to have to really pay attention here in this match.
He did a really good job about not shooting that. I saw that they were at the edge of the mat. He just decided to back off. Man, the amount of takedowns he got his last match against a dude who was substantially larger than him was very impressive.
Absolutely. And you have Joao here. Joao has a very aggressive game. And look, that's what we were saying before. This what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to get in their face here, and that's what he's doing. And Kaynan is very composed, but so is Joao.
You know, it's my favorite kind of jiu-jitsu. You know, he's aggressive, he's attacking.
Yes.
Even in the guard right now, you can tell that he's just about to explode.
Right.
Oh, it might be a slam.
It could be, and that would be a rough one coming from Joao. He's super strong, super aggressive, super smart. So Kaynan might be smart to let that go or whatever he's trying to work if that slam is coming. But there you go. Joao's already escaping. He's not going to play that game.
You know, I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see him even back off a little bit, to see them go back to standing, just so that way he can get those takedowns. He's so good at it.
Absolutely. Look how composed Kaynan is. He's starting to he's nice attempt at a pass here by Joao. He's being aggressive. That's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to play heavy like his corner here, Maggie, is telling him to do. But he's got to be careful of the leg entanglement.
Oh, no, the leg is stuck in there right now. That's dangerous.
Yep,
he's
right
going to
now.
have to be careful. It's over to the other side.
Yep, right. Kaynan's trying to work an inside heel hook from here.
He's doing a really good job keeping that heel down on the mat.
Yep, which is what he has. If he inverts, he'll be able to get that arm under it. What Joao has to do is avoid putting his butt on the ground. If his butt gets on the ground, he could have a little trouble.
Oh, he's got to be careful here.
He's got to be
careful.
Heel is up. He can't be put to the ground here.
Oh, that
was very nice.
That might be it. The look on his face. That was game.
Good submission.
Your winner and taking Atos to the finals, Kaynan Duarte. Fight Sports will face the loser of Checkmat and 10th Planet for 3rd place.
All blue for Duarte, black for John Thor Blank. Oh, and that's going to be a very quick 2 for Duarte. Sat down straight into an ankle pick, scoring within the first 10 or 12 seconds.
You know, typically when you see the younger black belt competitors, you know, the guys that are in their early 20s, they have kind of a focus in their game, you know, a good top game or, you know, very specific inside De La Riva game. With Kaynan Duarte, he does it all. There is no weakness in his game. He's not afraid to go in any part of your game either. Just a very well-rounded and solid competitor, and he's dangerous everywhere. And as far as John Blank goes, you know, I think he has a pretty varied submission game as well. You know, positionally might not be as strong as Kaynan, but with his submissions, he might be more dangerous. Has excellent leg attacks, good guillotines, and good Kimura traps as well.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to share the mat this morning with Lucas Hulk Barbosa, who's in Duarte's corner. And he basically said exactly what you just said, Kenny. He said he's incredibly strong, incredibly fast, but he doesn't have really that many holes.
Right.
So Blank staying in seated guard here. And there's going to be a penalty against Duarte, who looks to step that foot in the middle. Well, diving over on the neck, looking for a rolling guillotine, might earn a pass off it. If he can stabilize, looks to come up. Well, Blank's gonna just about recover butterfly guard here, but he's given up a body lock.
Yeah, Kaynan's looking to isolate those heels and really pin them to the butt of John so he can work up and around those butterfly hooks.
Blank trying to frame on the face of Duarte, but not able to really make a dent in his posture. What kind of body lock passing is he looking for from here, Kenny?
Well, there he is. You see he's trying to remove the hooks, the butterfly hooks of John Blank. And by pinning those heels to his butt, those butterfly hooks essentially become useless. Now he's raising that knee up, now stepping up and over that knee. Now this is a guard pass that we've seen Gordon Ryan use quite often in his passing, and Kaynan Duarte trying to utilize that same kind of passing style here against butterfly guard.
Yeah, he's trying to step all the way over that knee, and then he's going to turn it into the hip. Well, there he goes.
Now he'll try to switch his hips through, up and around. And that body lock, once it's locked in, is very tough. It isolates the hips. It isolates your ability to move your legs.
Yeah, Blank doing everything he can to try and create some form of space. But Duarte just going after this hip pressure pass, and he's done a great job there. He's going to earn the 3, 5-0 up now. Now, one of the things we thought about this group potentially, Kenny, is that Duarte can win a lot of these matches on points, but you get 3 points for a submission, and we've seen before, if someone can just grab a submission somewhere, it suddenly vaults you well over the top of anyone who picked up just points wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and these matchups really mean a lot. And for Kaynan, you can't be satisfied with just winning on points here.
Yeah, he's got a very tight waist grip here. Right knee blocking the near side hips, looking to control around the head here. But it's a question of where he goes from here. Does he just look for more points, or does he try and open up a submission? And say with 2:20 left, you might as well start trying to force some back exposure or, you know, a guillotine or something from here.
Absolutely. He just has to be careful, because in that process, you open yourself up sometimes to submissions. And John Blank, if he has space, will attack you repeatedly with kind of machine gun style combinations with his submission attacks. But right now, Kaynan just shutting down John Blank's ability to do anything right now.
Yeah, this is classic side control. Very heavy head and arm. Looks to step over to mount, and just too much space. And Blank back to his feet here. I guess he feels he needs to wrestle. He does have some wrestling in his background prior to taking up jiu-jitsu. Having good awareness of the edge of the mat there. 1:34 left.
Yeah, Pennsylvania definitely known for their, it's a wrestling state for sure. And let's see if he can hit at least a takedown on Kaynan here.
Well, Kaynan looking to strong collar tie with that inside control. Blank coming over the top. Tries to push him off. I mean, Duarte doesn't really have to push it here unless he wants to go after a submission. He's 5-0 up. Even one takedown isn't going to isn't going to do it for him unless Blank is able to soundly pass the guard or land in mount, perhaps. Oh, and that's a nice arm drag from Kaynan
Right
Duarte.
into the mount, by the way. Looked like maybe John was trying to arm drag as well and sat to his back, and Kaynan timed it beautifully right into the mount.
Yeah, and he's going to hit a full 6 for that and go 11-0 up. 36 seconds left now. Duarte might as well look for whatever he can. Nogi Ezekiel, guillotine, head and arm. Just throw everything at it from here. He hasn't really got to worry about a points loss at this point. Ten seconds left in this one. And we're going to see this one out. It's going to go the full 6, and Kaynan Duarte is going to knock up 2 points on the board, put himself in the lead after the first round of Group B. Let's go over to Rob Constance and make this one official.
And your winner, Kaynan Duarte.
The first match, Kaynan was able to take Nicky Rod's back for about 7 minutes.
Yep.
And that sequence of events started with Kaynan and Z-guard.
Yeah.
He pulled Z-guard and then kicked Rodriguez off and turned it to a scramble and was able to get Rodriguez turtled and took his back. So we'll see if he tries to go for takedowns on Rodriguez or takes that same approach.
Here we are entwined here in this headlock, in this collar tie position. Nicky Rod down to one knee, and Kaynan comes down to meet him at that knee position.
Interesting.
He knows that that's dangerous. He doesn't want that to happen. Nick has been known to get down on one knee and go for that outside single. He's very explosive when he can get his hips on top of his knees and push off his feet at once. In this wrestling stance here for Rodriguez, back to a collar tie for both guys. Hard snap down by Kaynan, but Nick Rodriguez stays up. Nick comes back rough with a collar tie. Again, we've had some big guys on the mat, but at any point if these two come off the mat, it's going to be very dangerous. Yep. Young, they're fast, they're strong.
Their first matchup was obviously the finals of the ADCC, so it was a 20-minute match.
Yeah.
Here they have a 10-minute match. They're going to have to push the pace a little bit quicker.
Kaynan sits down, almost looked like he was going to sit back on a leg lock on the outside of Nick's knee, but Nick stood back up. Kaynan sits, Nick meets him down on top here.
Here he is with that Z-guard.
Z-guard rolls through. Nick, almost looked like Nick took the back, was going to take the back. Kaynan's in on a toe hold, and Nick is looking to defend right away. Can't tell where the hands are positioned on the opposite side, but
Kaynan does have a very advanced leg lock game. But of course, Nicky Rod's training up there with the Danaher Death Squad and is very aware of leg attacks as well.
Yeah, I don't know if he has the experience as Duarte has, but he definitely knows how to defend. He knows some basics, and it should be enough to get him out of this, but Duarte's been doing this for a little bit longer. He's got that leg gathered up. Duarte's looking at his corner, taking direction. And he's got that straight ankle.
Oh!
Nicky Rod, man, wow. Quick match. Duarte defends against Nicky Rod twice in a month here.
Solidifies his position as #1 in the world at ultra heavyweight.
That can stay the same. A quick match here for Nicky Rod. Kaynan Duarte, twice in 1 month, takes out Nicky Rod. First at ADCC and now it's fight to win 128. It's been a pleasure being with you. I appreciate you guys having me. We've got to give a big round of applause.
Attention athletes and spectators, attention athletes and spectators. I need a black belt responsible for the Athletes Association to report to the big table. I need a black belt responsible for the Athletes Association to report to the main table. Precisamos uma pessoa responsável pela academia da Athletes Association. Se presente à mesa central agora com o
Right leg inside, watch your back. His head off the line of your shoulder, Tex. That's right. That's right, Tex. Get him off balance with your right leg. Use your hip. Bump him backward with your right leg, Tex. That's right, bump and move. Very good, Tex Johnson. Very good. You gotta get that right knee inside, buddy. It's right there for you, Tex. Back there, Tex. Inside, Tex. Inside.
Attention, Master 1 in purple light feather, Manuel Priego, Christopher McNamer, Michael Katz-Merritt. Please come check in at the metal podium. Attention, Brett Lane Still. Please come to the metal podium. David Bedard, please approach the ring with bid number 7. Lee Mickey, please approach the ring with bid number 7. Christine Russell, Master 3 female purple white. Please report to 9 for check-in. Christine Russell, please report to 9 for check-in. Attention, Eric Joseph Ceballos. Eric Joseph Ceballos, please report to your ring coordinator number 2. Attention, Christopher Ray McNamer. Please come to the metal podium. Christopher Ray McNamer. Please come to the metal podium to check in.
Your head to the floor, Tex Johnson. Your head to the floor on the left.
Attention, building back. Report to check-in. Attention. Building back. Report to check-in. Marcos Vinicius Oliveira.
Stop, stop. Vai.
Isso aí, na cabeça. Boa, boa. Isso aí, boa, Kaynan. Isso aí. É isso aí que eu te quero. Tá certinho, boa. Boa, boa, boa. Vai, aqui. Boa, Kaynan, isso aí, fica pra baixo, fica pra baixo. É aí mesmo, é aí mesmo. Pegada com ele, vai. Pimenta com ele. Pega bem atrás. Vai. Boa. Respira. Vai de novo. Já vi que ele não gosta. Boa. Vai pra baixo.
We are officially in overtime on map number 2.
Já foram 3 minutos, Kaynan. Já foram 3 minutos. 7 minutos, Pablo. Continua 3, hein? Pega no peito, movimenta no peito. Mas ele precisa de Kaynan. Boa! Boa! Vai! Gruda, 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 gruda! Não mexe, não solta, não solta, não solta! Kaynan, na próxima não solta! Kaynan, já foram 3 seguidos! Foram 3 seguidos! A gente já sabe o que ele quer! Deixa ele abaixar a cabeça. Sei, Kaynan. Vai empurrando pra baixo, vai empurrando pra baixo. 4 minutos agora, Pablo. Vamos, Kaynan. Kaynan, já foram 4 minutos. Já foram 4 minutos. É o último minuto sem ponto. Depois tá valendo ponto. Vamos agora, Kaynan. Isso aí, bota ele no jogo. Deixa eu falar uma coisa. 30 segundos, lá. É os últimos 30 segundos, Kaynan. Vamos lá, 25. Incomoda ele. Isso. Vamos lá, 15 segundos, Pablo. 15 segundos agora, Kaynan. Kaynan. Kaynan, olha pra mim. Falta 10 segundos pra bater. Por entrar, já que não pega. Viu? Faltam 10 segundos. Faltam menos, 8 segundos. Vai. Vai. Vai, 5 segundos agora. Vai. Vai, 5 minutos. Valendo pouco, Kaynan. Tá valendo pouco. Bora pra novo. Continua na mesma pegada. Isso. Deixa ele abaixar tua cabeça aí, não. Sei, Kaynan, na mesma pegada. Nada mudou. Isso. Vamos punir. Vamos lá dele também. Abaixa a cabeça dele. Deixa ele manter a distância, porque ele é maior que você, cara. Ele vai chegar primeiro. Boa. Boa, vai. Baixa cabeça. Vai, 4h30. Dá um step down. Boa.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner on mat number 1, Kaynan Duarte.
Faltam 4 minutos. 4 minutos agora, Pablo. Action fight. Second warning, third fight.
Next up on mat number 1 from Brazil, Leandro Lone. And his opponent from the USA, Craig Jones.
Cuidado com a guilhotina, Kaynan, faltam 3 minutos. Vamos de novo no pescoço. Entra com a mão na nuca. Começa a baixar. Isso aí. Agora vai entrar outro. Vai entrar outro depois. Cuidado com o pescoço. Deixa ele abaixar com a cabeça. Novo na cabeça, Kaynan. Boa. Boa. Boa, ainda não. Kaynan, tem que ficar alto. Só tu lutou, Kaynan. Vamos lá. Entra a mão no pescoço, Kaynan. Mão no pescoço. Boa.
Your winner on mat number 2, Jackson Sousa.
Falta 2 pontos, Kaynan.
Next up on mat number 2, Murilo Santana from Brazil, and his opponent from the USA, James Brasco. And your winner on mat number 3, by submission, young Mr. Duarte.
Right now is which mat do you look at? We've got Kaynan and Buchecha on our mat number 1. You got Nick Rodriguez and Cyborg on mat number 2, and you've got Gary Tonin and Hulk on mat number 3. So, I mean, obviously we're going to stick here on mat number 1, but all of them just fantastic matches on paper.
Heavy collar ties early from Kaynan Duarte. Buchecha not looking too phased, and John, Buchecha clearly considerably bigger than Kaynan here.
Yeah, Buchecha, I mean, he's a huge human being that moves very quickly. Kaynan is actually not that tall, but he is quite wide, very muscular. Everyone talks about his strength when he so chooses to use it. So it will be interesting to see if that height difference plays a factor.
I think they're just having a little bit of gamesmanship here, trying to get inside each other's heads. Of course, ADCC rules, 10 minutes on the clock. First 5 minutes, no points will be counted. So the goal really is go for submissions, try and establish your tactics and your game plan. Final 5-minute period will, of course, involve points. If there's no score after that 10 minutes, there'll be a one-time 5-minute overtime period.
Yeah, now something that is really interesting is that you look at Buchecha, when he makes a collar tie, he goes more to the top of the head. When he does that, it's kind of more like a tie plum, and it really puts a lot of stress in the lower back.
Yeah, he's really trying to break the head alignment of Duarte down. Of course, being that much taller as well, he can really weigh over the top of him.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that you've got to watch out for the shot because Kaynan is lower. He's closer to the ground. If he changes levels quickly, and especially if he can move that collar tie off in the same motion, he can shoot under it.
So how do you think the experience edge is going to play in for Buchecha? Because, of course, 2013 world champion, 2017 world champion. Duarte, by contrast, just the one win at Trials in 2017 and only just starting his black belt career. Do you think he's going to be phased by the presence of someone like Buchecha in this tournament?
Honestly, I don't think so. He's been there. Maybe he hasn't had a lot of experience against somebody like Buchecha, but he has won black belt tournaments already, and he has looked pretty unstoppable in some tournaments. So I don't think the experience difference is going to phase him.
Good little tussle at the side of the mat there. They reset in the middle. Now, John, we got one of Buchecha's matches on this mat yesterday. We got to see up close how he was looking for this tournament. And, no disrespect to him, perhaps a little bit slow starter through his first 2 matches.
Yeah, I mean, it's, Buchecha, I feel like he just does what is needed. So he can look really bad in some matches, but his MO is that he can come from a terrible deficit and come back and find a way to win. And we saw that in one of his matches here.
Yeah, we saw that in his first match of the day against Antonio Braga Neto. It was reversal points at the very last second that gave him the win.
And that is just, that's classic Buchecha. You can't count him out because that is, if I had a nickel for every time he was at a points deficit in a match and came back and won, I would probably be a rich person right now.
So still tying up here, attempted arm drag by Buchecha. And it really is, particularly in these heavyweight divisions, John, you expect a feeling out process. Guard pull from Duarte here. He's going to play a bit of seated guard whilst he can still get away with not taking a negative point for the guard pull. Buchecha looking to sprawl past here.
Buchecha's so fast. That has got to be something that's surprising for Kaynan because you can't find anyone to emulate that in the training room. Nobody's going to be as big as Buchecha and as fast.
Oh, looking to step over for the outside heel hook here, but the knee line, it's turning it into a knee bar here. Knee line's clear. Duarte rolls out. He's up on a single now. Buchecha tries to jump and snap down.
Wow, this pace is crazy already. I like to see that from Buchecha too, going for the leg lock.
Yeah, it's something a little bit different from him. Now, when we talk about athleticism, of course, there's one guy in this heavyweight bracket on the other side of the bracket that everybody's talking about may be able to match Buchecha for athleticism at this size.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure if anyone can match Buchecha for athleticism at his size. You're talking about Nick Rodriguez.
I certainly am.
But Nick Rodriguez is definitely not quite as big as Buchecha. Buchecha is humongous and also extremely athletic. So
Z-guard here for Kaynan Duarte. They're going to try and wrap up a 2-on-1 on Marcus Buchecha Almeida. And looking to use that lace-through grip down onto the knee, perhaps try and sprawl past on the kneecaps. But I think Duarte is going to force something a little bit trickier than that out of him.
Yeah, Duarte using the knee shield guard. Buchecha looked like he was going to go for a leg weave pass, but the leg weave is not as strong in no-gi as it is in the gi. Unfortunately, there's no collar to grab, so you usually will have to leg work out and then grab around the neck as the last part of the pass, right before you pass, but it's still not as effective, and you can see Buchecha punching the ground with his fist. if you don't cup that bottom leg and have the ability to pull it up in the air when your opponent, or while you're passing, your opponent can always just invert. So that's the importance of controlling that bottom leg in the leg weave. Usually you just have the pants grip to be able to do that, but in no-gi you have to cup that bottom leg, and it's just not as strong.
Duarte staying in this Z-guard here. Of course, points have been available for...
Spinning upside down, hitting the Kiss of the Dragon.
Yeah, Kiss of the Dragon through to the back. Buchecha trying to step out, and he gets sat down. Now, if Duarte comes up, they're in points now. The second 5-minute period, he would score. Trying to invert underneath again.
Yeah, he's too far away on the leg.
Ooh, foot to the throat to try and re-establish the space.
Going to 50-50 and now looking for the heel hook.
Yeah, nice re-pummel. Buchecha dropping all that weight on that right foot, trying to keep that heel pinned to the mat, limit that heel exposure.
The only problem with that is that if you're in 50-50, if you don't clear those legs off quickly, you can be put on your butt fairly easily.
Oh yeah, he's got to straighten his leg here, try and shake down, clear that knee line. Any other options for Kaynan here, John?
I mean, Kaynan could take out his left leg and try to put it as a hook around the back, and that usually means you're going to take the back with it. But you can play that game of going back and forth.
Well, in the end, an easy strip for Buchecha to clear that leg out, but good attempt at the entanglement from Duarte. Yeah, 3:30 left on the clock here.
That was actually a really sneaky option. I thought he had completely lost that because he was on the lower part of the leg. And usually when you're spinning under on the lower part of the leg, it's very easy to defend. And that's what was happening, but he decided to mix it up and go for that far leg, which actually put Buchecha in a bit of danger. Buchecha trying to jump by the guard again. And this is, I think, this is where he's very dangerous. He's so quick and he's so big that if he gets just a little bit of an advantage, he can really solidify a pass quickly.
Do you think Buchecha is perhaps biding his time a little bit here? We said, you know, sometimes he doesn't start that quickly, but 2:45 left here, so he's got to start thinking about getting points on the board soon.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't start that quickly, but usually you don't see him making a rally for the end unless he's down. So I'll be curious to see if he's just a little bit more lackadaisical in this match right up until the end. But Kaynan can turn on the heat at any moment. And Kaynan also plays...
Oh, and there you go, exactly as you said. Kicks up, comes up, trying to sling Buchecha to the ground. He does. Buchecha scrambles, posts away. Oh, and Duarte sits again, and that's him playing the rules. Because he came up off a takedown, and it was in one continuous sequence, he will not get penalized for essentially pulling guard again, because he did it in that single sequence.
Yeah, he went from guard, and he's back down to guard, so no harm, no foul. They don't want to penalize him for making an attempt at a takedown.
Yeah, if there'd been a break in the action and he'd kind of stayed standing for a few seconds, it would have been deemed a separate passage of action. But as it was, Duarte, really aware of the rule set, immediately sat back down to play this guard game.
And I like the way that he initiated that too. Just a kick on the chest to off-balance Buchecha, and that's all he needed. He was up and away on that single leg, then trying to take the back. And that's what you get with both of these guys. They kind of have a similar game in that respect, where they lull you into this false sense of security where you feel safe, you feel like you're not in danger, and then all of a sudden they can just turn it on to 11, and it's so tough to keep up with them. But
it didn't end up being something very flashy, did it? That straight foot to the chest. So we're going to get a reset here. You can hear the crowd getting on their feet for another one of the matches. Yeah. Don't want you to take your eyes off Mat 1, but Mat 2's got some great action going on with Cyborg and Nicky Rod right now.
But less than a minute to go in this match. Somebody's got to do something.
Triangle entry from Duarte, looking to transition to the leg and a little bit too loose there. Buchecha immediately steps back inside. They do look like they're going to up the pace a little bit here.
Wow, this crowd
is so appreciative of everything that's happening. They were fantastic yesterday. They're really in store for a fantastic day of grappling today. Once we finish the semi-finals this morning, we'll go to an incredible setup for the finals matches. But we've got 22 seconds left in this semi-final here in the over 99 kilo category. And again, Kaynan kicks off. Not able to explode up though, and it looks...
I like that setup though, that is sneaky.
Yeah, it looks like they might both be accepting that They might be accepting that we're going to overtime here.
Overtime on that one.
Rapturous applause here for a lot of the action going on. But we have gone to an overtime period here with Marcus Buchecha and Kaynan Duarte. In fact, all three mats going to overtime here, but we're back on the feet. Heavy collar ties again from both of these gentlemen.
Man, this is the craziest ADCC ever. It's just the
unreal.
level of
It's unreal.
talent. The spectators, I mean, this place is packed. Everyone's so knowledgeable about the sport.
Big shot from Buchecha comes in. Can he stay connected? Tries to sling Kaynan down.
Man, and the way that Buchecha just threw Kaynan around there at the end. He wasn't able to complete the takedown, but so much power.
It's an unbelievable tempo change, isn't it? It's insane. They go from that to the speed that he can generate.
Yeah, and both of them do it too, which makes it makes it a little bit of a tough match to watch because they lull the audience as well.
Yeah.
And you think,
take your eyes off for a second.
Yep, and that's all it takes. As soon as there's one little opening, that's when they go. And man, if you're not looking, you'll miss it for sure.
So again, Buchecha wearing on this head here, looking to try and pull down on the posture. Duarte looking fresh here, no heavy breaths, staying, good straight back. Looking to strip off. Buchecha lowers his level down now.
Yeah, Duarte had that collar tie, and he still does, on the outside of Buchecha's collar tie, which is usually not very good. He moves it into a double collar tie, which can be very stressful for the back of the neck. The problem with it, and tries for a leg trip. Buchecha thinks about shooting in, but
they've both got to start thinking about...
And I like what Kainan's doing here. He's faking the shot. He's throwing some feints while he's making these collar ties, and that makes him dangerous. Buchecha has to really think.
Yeah, they've really got to start thinking about how the officials will be scoring this one. If there's nothing going on the board in the next 2:45, we will go to an official's decision, and John, probably pretty even right now.
Yeah, I think Kainan's pushing the pace a little bit now. Yeah, and here he goes for a blast double. Forehead on the chest.
Yeah, couldn't quite get the bend in the back of Buchecha, but they're all entries that are going to show he's the one with the aggression and the pressure.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing the pace, and when he makes this double collar tie the way he does, it's a lot of pressure on the neck, but it leaves him open to a double leg. If Buchecha can change his level quickly and shoot underneath that, Kaynan is definitely open to that. The only problem is that Buchecha is so much taller that it's going to be tough to change your level that much and get under Kaynan. There you can see Kaynan with good hand fighting just pushes Buchecha away.
Yeah, he's going to have to really change level effectively and at least distract him, feint, clear the hands. He certainly can't shoot from that far on the outside.
And so this is the answer that Buchecha has to the double collar tie on the outside of the arms of Buchecha. Buchecha goes to double collar tie on the inside, but this is where it's dangerous for Buchecha, I think, because that's where the double comes in.
Oh, and he shoots, and he's following right off the edge of the mat, not able to connect.
One of the media girls.
And this is the problem that both of them are having, is they're getting a half entry, but they're both so explosive and so fast, they can frame and just create enough separation. You just can't quite get hold of them.
Yeah, I like that from Buchecha, though. That shows that he's here, he's still trying, and he wants this one. So that was his closest attempt at the overtime.
Last minute and a half here, and they're really starting to get into these grips.
Yeah, this is going to be go time.
Yeah, this level of aggression coming up here.
He gets the single leg.
Now, what can he do with it? He hasn't got his head too tight, though. Buchecha framing, looking to push that neck away. Trip, can't quite off-balance him up top. Just missed that grip, didn't he, as he went?
Yeah, his shoulder was just a bit far away from Buchecha. Usually need your body a little bit closer. Thought maybe he was going to go for a high single off of it or transition maybe to the back, but...
Oh, Buchecha stuffed well out, and Kaynan just gets over the top.
Now in
body lock here.
Under. Yep, but Buchecha does have the body lock.
40 seconds here. Buchecha with that S grip, nice and tight around. I mean,
Buchecha's going to look for some inside trips.
They both look like they're thinking very hard about what they can do from here. Last 30 seconds, they've got to know that it's all on the line here. who's going to go through to the final to face the winner of Nick Rodriguez and Roberto Cyborg Abreu.
Yeah, we need aggression here. This is important for both competitors.
Oh, clash of heads, snapping down, looking for the doubles.
Yeah, this is getting dirty.
Buchecha shoots a long way out, easily stuffed. 5 seconds left. Kaynan in, connects on the hips, can't quite off balance Buchecha.
But he pushes
slipping
him over.
And that is going to force the end of this match.
And the ref's going to be hard pressed to give that one to Buchecha, especially with it ending with Buchecha on his butt from Kaynan pushing him.
And it is going to be a tough decision for these officials.
And that would be a huge upset if Buchecha's out in this round. For the ref's decision on mat number 1.
Decision here on our mat. Marcus Buchecha Almeida, Kaynan Duarte. And it goes to Kaynan Duarte, the two-time champ.
We're going to send it to our commentators at mat 2.
All right, guys, we return to the action here. It's Craig Jones versus Kaynan Duarte in the men's 99 and under kilogram division here at the 2022 ADCC World Championship. This is Ricardo Amendolia calling the action with Mr. Chase Smith. I got Mr. Sean Williams, and we got Kaynan versus Craig, the rematch for the gold.
Man, what a campaign for Craig Jones so far throughout this tournament. His match with Nicholas Marigali in the semi was electrifying. He's come here with something to prove, Sean.
Yeah, we've seen Kaynan be very aggressive in the very beginning of most of his matches. And he's not taking off the gas right now.
Well, we've seen these two compete before, and the path to victory for Kaynan in their previous engagement was a back take, I believe, off Craig trying to attack his leg, which is very typical of the Atos Jiu-Jitsu team, especially Andre Galvão and a lot of guys like Lucas Hulk Barboza. They're back attack specialists in the leg entanglement, so Craig's got to be very careful if he opts to start attacking the legs of Kaynan.
Side there.
Craig Jones in the black rash guard, Kaynan in the grayish dark blue there, top and bottoms. Once again, we're live here from Las Vegas, Nevada, Thomas and Mack Center, ADCC 2022 World Championship.
There's a shot.
Just a reminder, Kaynan was actually the gold medalist in the 99 plus division of 2019. Decided to drop down in weight, and Craig Jones was a silver medalist and decided to go up.
So Kaynan already has his hands, it looks like they're locked already. Craig's creating some space with that shin, but he's trying to get an overhook and pull Kaynan in, but you see Kanan's keeping the distance here. He might try to trip off of this. If he can't get his leg into the middle, his right leg into the middle.
Just the power of Kaynan coming through right there, but Craig, maybe not in the worst position.
Yeah, I think he just sat down into that.
Kaynan Duarte on top of Craig Jones. Looking to pass, holding that shin down with his left hand. Now cupping the head, watch that arm, because Craig attacked with that beautiful Udigatami. Similar position. I believe it was his first match of the entire tournament. I got to say, this is probably the best Craig Jones we've seen in a few years. He had an amazing campaign. Again, attacking the Udigatami.
Yeah, that Udigatami there, he used it really well. Like, dislocated an elbow using that from his three-quarter guard position. And the cool thing about that attack is if Kaynan pulls out, that's what lets him go right underneath in the legs. He does have to off-balance Kaynan. He's going to have to use that left leg, that knee lever, I like to call crowbar, to move him a little over the top of him, and I'll get him a little bit easier entrance underneath there.
Kaynan already picking up a couple of warnings for passivity on both knees, mostly framing away, pulling at the back of the head, but not committing to any serious passing attempts as of yet.
Well, I think it's a good strategy to keep the knees on the mat to try to avoid the inversions and, you know, preventing Craig Jones from trying to get underneath them to tangle up those legs. But he's got to watch, because those ADCC referees will start calling stalling, and then they'll start penalizing Kaynan.
Craig trying to pull that inside leg to him. And sees what trying to work in there and pull that into him, cause a little off balance or put Kaynan on his hip.
I really don't see Kaynan going for like a pin or trying to underhook Craig on the right side there. He seems content to just hold on that top right leg. Why do you think that is, Sean Williams?
Yeah, he's trying to pull, I mean, he's pulling Craig's head in, and he does need to be a little cautious there that Craig doesn't bring the head all the way in. Because now he's got that cross face, but he has to be a little cautious of that, because even over the top, you're letting the head come in. Even as a crossface, Craig still could pass his head underneath there if he is committed to inversion or going underneath.
"15 minutes and 27 seconds left in this match. Points will be awarded at the 10-minute mark, so there's another 5 minutes of grappling action that could potentially happen. The idea of the ADCC point system was to allow grapplers to open up and attack submissions, but you know, in certain matches, it gets a little more strategic than they'd like to see. Look how Kaynan was just shutting down Craig by pinning down his left hand, but Craig just trying to inch underneath, trying to get closer and closer hip to hip, trying to get underneath to have the leverage to hoist them up or start tangling those legs up. There we go, referee calling for action. That's the second warning, I believe.
Now Craig has his hands locked. This will be a little different. Let's see if he's going to try to get underneath there. I like the right butterfly hook that Craig Jones has right now. That way he's on the inside now with both legs. If he elevates.
And how amazing it is, we have about 14,000 people, and they all just oohed and awed just because Craig lifted Kaynan's leg.
That's right.
It shows the education of the fans that we have here in attendance. These are 14,000 grapplers here in Las Vegas.
I'm glad you said that. You know, I've been thinking that all weekend, is how impressed I am with our fan base, and I believe that's because they're all most of them are practitioners. Like, yeah, as you said, I've heard so many oohs and ahs over little positional exchanges, or not even that, potential exchanges, and it's just really wonderful to hear.
One thing kind of pointed out leading up to ADCC during his camp is that he thought Craig made a mistake by moving up in the weight class. He thought that he wouldn't be able to handle the heavier guys. So far, Craig has passed with flying colors. However, kind of may be the absolute strongest athlete in this division, and a great gas tank as well as a measured pace. How do you guys think Craig is going to handle maybe going 20 full minutes plus the overtime rounds that could happen here?
Yeah, it's a good question. Right now, Kaynan is doing a very good job of keeping his legs in a good position, but again, we have a lot of time. If Craig gets him moving around and he can get in on a leg, he'll have a legit chance to hit something.
And a penalty point has been awarded to Kaynan, or excuse me, a negative point, -1. So that definitely puts the onus on Kaynan Duarte to get things moving here.
The rumblings in the gym at Atos is that Kaynan's camp for this has just been amazing. He's just had an incredible training camp, looking impeccable in all of his roles and a lot of his preparation. But like we said, he definitely has an advantage. He has that one win over Craig a couple years back. It was a different rule set. It wasn't sub only, it was points, but Kaynan was able to catch Craig, get to his back, and get the win. So mentally, he has a little bit of an advantage here. Physically, he looks a little bit better, but technically, we will find out who is the superior grappler. Or we could find out.
Yeah, well, he's absolutely, it looks like he's in the best shape I've ever seen him in. He's performed very well this weekend. So.
Duarte continuing to try to pass. guard of Craig Jones here. Craig with a little overhook on Kaynan's left arm for a second there. Almost looked like he was going to hit an armpit armbar. Shout out to Silver Fox for that phrase there.
Yeah, he from that knee shield, that Z guard, he likes to hit that triangle off of that overhook, but he needs to, right now. Kaynan's done such a good job of keeping his right leg on the inside. He should love to see him back it up with a right underhook, but Craig needs to move him around a little bit more.
So there's a couple different ways that this could play out, in my opinion now, just seeing how things are progressing. Kaynan continues to smash and eventually gets a pass, possibly to the back, or gets entangled. If neither of those happens, if it starts on the feet in the overtime, Kaynan's got a bit of an advantage in the wrestling for sure. So that could be to his advantage. He could end up scoring on Craig. He's got, not that he's got better takedowns, but he's more known for having aggressive and strong takedowns, scoring takedowns. Craig's got some nice throws, but it's really tough to throw Kaynan Duarte. Kaynan now trying to get the pass. Passes to Mount. No points awarded yet, but in 15 seconds, there will be. Now, just a reminder, although he's in Mount, I don't think he's going to get the points once the 10-minute mark hits. He has to have another movement to score, if I'm not mistaken.
You're absolutely correct. He's going to have to come off the mount and then remount again. The easiest way to do that is to leg pummel off to knee on stomach like this, like he's doing, and then put his foot, and then you can even get knee on stomach points and then go back to mount. He should get knee on stomach points right now, and so that's the best. Now he's back to mount. That's the easiest way to do that.
Similar to that position, if you have the back with the hooks, you can take your hook out, put it back in, and keep scoring here at ADCC. So it'd be interesting to see if Kaynan continues to utilize that, rack up the points, put tons of pressure on Craig, and make Craig get desperate to escape. Usually when there's desperation, especially from the mount against a technical submission grappler, that's when they get caught. So Craig has to be careful here. He's got to be patient, but he's got to defend himself.
Yeah, I call this full T when your arms are up like this, just based off the T Kimura. So Kaynan is he's large and in charge. Actually, this is his to mess up. He needs to stop moving, keep his feet crossed, put his hands on top of Craig Jones's head, and then katagatame when this happens. When Craig bridges up to free one arm, you let that arm out and you go to a katagatame. It's literally the most classic mount position right here that you can create, and the thing is that Craig has to do that. If he doesn't bridge up and get one arm free, he'll never get out of this mount. This is as good as you get from the mount, basically, is this full T position, cross leg, and you can force your opponent to bridge up, free an arm, and immediately hit katagatame. He could also elect to move up on an arm lock, but I think that would be a massive mistake right now. There's a lot of time left. Arm locks, you can lose those quite easy. Katagatame is much safer. And where he is right now, Kaynan can just literally buy his time. It's all about Craig bridging up to get an arm free to get out of this.
And you see Craig repeatedly going for kind of this cheeky Nogi Ezekiel, but it's sort of what he's left with right now. He can't do a whole lot else.
He has to bridge up and get one arm to the side. I mean, that strangle is really difficult on someone who really is as well versed in jiu-jitsu as Kaynan. I mean, you can always catch something, but that's a difficult task. And you can see put his foot back in the half guard. He's just going to pass again and try to score points. That's
Kaynan Duarte
scored more there, and I believe he got another negative, which I'm not there. See there he's bridged up and free his arm now. That was sort of a mistake on Kaynan to let both arms back down. Had such good control, but now Craig could actually work to get out now. He's got both arms down by the hips.
Kaynan Duarte, large and in charge, like Sean Williams says, and in the mount position, up 7-0 with 7 points left, down about 4 penalties, but Craig Jones just reestablished guard. We could see something happen here, and the momentum can change totally.
It absolutely can. Craig's a finisher, and I do think that if you look at Kaynan's past losses, the most previous ones, have all been heel hooks.
Yeah.
Inside heel hooks, cross ashis. I'm pretty certain that most of them that he's lost from have been a cross heel hook.
Kaynan Duarte continuing to stalk Craig Jones in the top position there. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left in this match. Battle of Brazil and Australia, Atos versus B Team. Two of the greatest grapplers in the sport today. Here live from Las Vegas, Nevada, to Thomas & Mack Center. Near sold out arena, probably the biggest audience in the history of grappling. Live on FloGrappling.
Craig sneaks in that butterfly hook one more time.
But you see that right hook of Kaynan coming nicely as soon as that leg became a little isolated. He put the hook in. It's a good idea.
So now that they're standing, Kaynan has to be careful. If he walks more than 3 steps backwards, I believe that's when he gets penalties for stalling. So he has to always continually go forward. Sort of the intricate rules of ADCC makes it its very unique rule set, different than the contemporary BJJ rules, but one that forces action and submissions.
Ele vai overextend, Kaynan. Ele vai overextend, você corre. Perna direita pra dentro, o tempo todo. Perna direita pra dentro.
5 minutes, 15 seconds left in this match. Kaynan Duarte. If you notice Sean Williams, he likes to pin Craig Jones's left wrist a lot and just kind of raise it up past the shoulder line. I remember when he fought him in Kasai, he did something similar. He was always controlling the bottom hand to prevent him from hugging his leg.
That's right. It's trying to keep him from going underneath there. Now Kaynan's getting in deep. He's just gonna, if he gets above the knee, there's that triangle I was talking about, but now Kaynan's above the legs. So let's see if he elects to lock his hands. Nope. Craig was able to get some space.
Kaynan has picked up another negative point here. He's at -5, meaning Craig is a sweep away from tying this reversal, but he has not managed to get a whole lot of offense off.
Yeah.
But still, he's remarkably still in it as far as the points are concerned.
Yeah, he would probably have to sweep or a clean sweep to side or attain back or mount to catch up on points. And if he does, technically he would win if he can get to 7. But with 4 minutes left and Kaynan on top being so dominant, I just don't know if that's what's in the books here. I think Kaynan might walk away victorious, making him a 2-division champion, but never count Craig Jones out. The man from down under on the bottom of the Brazilian monster. Now back in contemporary De La Riva, or sorry, butterfly guard here, flattening him out. Back to the mat, to the dismay of the crowd.
Six negative points for Kaynan Duarte. There's enough time here for Kaynan, if he doesn't get moving, to lose his lead.
I don't think I've ever seen that many.
No, not in a finals match. Oh, there, Odugatami again. Kaynan slips out. Three minutes left in this match. Kaynan Duarte on top of Craig Jones, defending all the submissions. Backing out, he's got to be careful. He might get another penalty. Little foot stomp action a la Kaynan Rotolo. Oh, and
that's 7 negative points for Kaynan Duarte. He really needs to
and Craig Jones working to the back there. Gets shut down by Kaynan Duarte.
This is a good technique, the octopus guard, but I think it's going to be really difficult on Kaynan. I just think that's going to be a very difficult thing to pull off. He's going to really have to get his elbow high. Kaynan is very good in positionally.
Craig Jones, originally from Australia, moved to Austin, Texas recently. One of the head coaches at the B team. Craig, part of the growing Australia Jiu-Jitsu scene out there. And now relocated to Austin, Texas. Kaynan Duarte, home base in San Diego, originally from Brazil. The Atos Jiu-Jitsu Training Center with Andre Galvão, Road to Little Brothers, Lucas Hulk Barboza. And looking to pass now is Kaynan Duarte to north-south for a second. He's got to pin his back to the mat to get those points. 75% of the back needs to be down. There it is. Kaynan is racking up points here, right? 11-0 with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Dominant performance by Kaynan Duarte despite the penalties. He is not losing a position. He is in control. He's large and in charge. And Kaynan Duarte is 50 seconds away from winning his second ADCC gold medal. I think we're going to have to see the Craig Jones of 2017 pulling off flying triangles and crazy leg locks. If he wants to win this match, he's got to do something here with 30 seconds left. Otherwise, Kaynan Duarte takes the gold. Kaynan now shucking and jiving and faking some takedowns on Craig. Oh, and Craig tries a takedown of his own. Gets deflected and shut down by Kaynan Duarte.
It's another 2 points for Kaynan on the board, and despite a little bit of drama there with the negative points, Kaynan Duarte sails to another ADCC gold medal.
And there you have it. Kaynan Duarte is your 2022 ADCC World Champion, making him a 2-division champion of this competition.
And now, your 99-kilo gold
Duarte.
medalist, Kaynan Duarte.
We'll be taking it over to Kenny Florian for an on the